What's going on, guys? Dan here from the Wolfpack. Never thought I'd have to make a video like this, but the state of this club at the moment is literally driving me insane. Like, physically and mentally, this club is literally grinding me down. It's just an actual joke how bad this club is right now. I mean, we think that we're over the hump every single time as a Wolves fan. This season has just been a consistent speed bump, one after another. We were over one, and then the next one comes, and every single time we hit one, it seems bigger than the last. This last one, however, is literally the end of the road for me. This is the end of the road. Don't worry about speed bumps. This is physically no going back. If this happens and Cunha is sold in January, that seals the deal that Fosun, they aren't running this club in the right way. And we've all been thinking this for the longest time, haven't we? But they've always sort of redeemed themselves in one way or another, whether that be, you know, to the degree that is expected of a Premier League club, or just a sort of paper over the cracks. Which, let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, it is the latter, isn't it? It's the paper over the cracks thing. If they go ahead and sell Cunha in January, that just solidifies it for me. That solidifies it. They don't know football. They're using our They're using. I was going to say they're using our company as a foot. They're using our football club as a company. It's a complete corporate nightmare now. We are being run by the most. I mean, even to be honest, I'm giving them too much credit saying it's a company, because you don't run a company in this way. If you invest in something, right, you have to think down the road, is that investment worth it, right? And this club just have no idea of the future. They don't think about what's around the corner after every decision they make. It's literally like sitting at a Russian roulette table when it comes to these owners. And you might just get away with it. And I'm telling you now, I keep wanting not to say it, but I'm telling you now, if they sell Cunha in January, right, I'm done. I'm done. Until Fosun get out of this club, right, I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm not doing it. What's the point? This club has zero ambition. We're a Premier League club, right? But we don't act like it. We don't act like a football club in the top division at all. Everyone around us are doing better than us. We keep saying over and over again we're in a relegation battle, but if there's 3 teams worse than us, we'll be fine. There isn't 3 teams worse than us. On paper, yeah, we've got a fantastic squad. But it ain't on paper that where the problem lies, guys. The problem lies at top. The problem lies with these owners that are the most greedy, corporate, horrible, manipulative, just snakes. They are reptiles. They're not even human beings up there. They are the most devious people, and they just don't give a shit about us, guys. Think about it. Think about what's happened recently. They hired all the prices up to benchmark us against Villa, who, by the way, are in the Champions League. You're benchmarking us against a club with so much more potential, and you've alienated all of us. You've alienated the future of the club, which is the kids. None of them want to be Wolves fans anymore. It's not because of us losing. It's because every single time they've got a player's name on the back of the shirts, they're thinking to themselves, well, how long's that player gonna even be at Wolves? I've got a calendar that was bought for me for Christmas, and I could go through that calendar, and I could probably tell you how many of them players are staying when we get relegated. Do you want to know the answer to that question? None of them. If you think that relegation is the answer, they're going to stay around. They just want the most easy yes club there is. That's all they want. They have no ambition for us whatsoever. And if we get relegated, they're sticking around. It don't work like that. Because to them, we aren't even like a big deal to them anymore. Because if we were, we'd be keeping our best players, right? And we'd be adding to the squad. I don't mind selling assets like the likes of Brighton and Brentford and everything because it does work. But you've got to have the groundwork first. You've got to have the foundation, and we've got nothing. We are building this so-called idea that all the clubs are doing on zero foundation whatsoever. We have one of the smallest squads in the Premier League. We have been fighting relegation since the kick-off of when Gary O'Neill took over the first game. We've been fighting relegation ever since. We have a handful of wins, not even a handful. Not even a handful. Well, unless you're a Baggies fan, then it's a handful. We it's just puzzling. It's actually puzzling how we've got to this state. It really is. You'd think, right, we got a new manager. We can put it. We can start again. We can start again, and then Lamina completely goes against everything that we assumed this guy was, and he's not even in the club anymore. He was the captain at the start of this season, by the way. Right? Who's your next captain? Semedo. Still hasn't signed a contract, and his contract expires this year. Who's the next one after that? Dawson. Can't even get a football game now. And when he does, he doesn't even know his left from his right foot. Don't even know where he went. I don't even think he knows the location of his own arsehole anymore. Completely clueless. What's after that? You could argue it's either Sarabia or Cunha. Cunha wants to leave, and Sarabia barely ever gets a game himself. We have no leadership in this squad anymore. The only shining light this season has been Cunha. And that is why I had to make this video. Because if you have a shining light in a tunnel, right? If you are in the darkness, right? And you have been given this little torch and it's just about getting you to the other side, what fucking idiot would then get the torch and sell it? What fucking retard is in charge of our club that thinks it's a good idea to get rid of the one thing that the season's produced? And for what reason? For what? Where's this money going? Because if we get, 60, 70... Apparently 60 million is the minimum amount. Even 60 million, what's that going towards? What's that going towards? Because everyone we've tried to even approach don't want to be at Wolves. I don't blame them, by the way, but they don't. We don't. There's no hard buy. There's no hard sell here at all. We've got nothing to offer these players. We're fighting relegation, and they can see that every good player is leaving the building. There's no leadership whatsoever. I have it under good authority that staff are leaving. Certain staff are leaving that have been in the club for years. because the people at the top are tyrants. It is the most soul destroying thing to wake up and see decline in this club. Decline. Because all it is recently is, what can we see on Twitter that's going to cause even more debate and even more controversy? Because that's all it is now. We are a joke. We are an absolute joke. And it ain't getting any better, guys. Even if Cunha stays now, he's outright said he doesn't want to be here anymore. He's outright said. I mean, that's paraphrasing, but he definitely has said that, he's happy to leave. He hasn't said he doesn't want to be here anymore, but even being happy to leave is fucked, considering he was supposed to be signing a contract. And where's all this come from? Where's all this come from? Has it come from our new manager? No, he's great. Players have said left, right, and centre he's an improvement on Gary O'Neill. Where's it come from then? Who else do these problems stem from? And I'll give you one guess. Did you get it? Yes, you probably did. Fosun International. It's not even just Jeff anymore. Because Jeff is just the spokesperson, and he's just the person with the bloody, pistol to his head, and they're just getting him to say stuff, and then underneath the camera, they're just going, "There's a bit more money, Jeff, for staying in the firing line for a bit longer." He's just the scapegoat. The real issue is the people that are in charge of our club now. Gary O'Neill was a great idea at first. After Lopetegui, you just want someone who's going to come into the club and galvanise the team and just get something from them. And he got a lot more than that. And I get it. You have to reward that, but not 4 fucking years. What are you doing? Just give him an extra year. 1 extra year to be like, right, prove it again. Prove it again. And he completely fucks it. And then, we look out with another good manager. And this is the problem. It's not as though we've not been handed, lifelines. It's not like we've not been handed any lifelines. We've been given good managers. We've been given, opportunities. We've picked up to a win or two or a draw or two. The one against United was the one for me. I just thought after that game, the team would just get over this hump. Cunha gets banned, and rightly so. He comes back, and you're just thinking, right, he comes back now. That's it. That's the missing link. We just need a little bit more quality. And in the last game, the time of this recording, the last game against Chelsea, just sealed it for me. Just sealed it. None of them give a shit. And the worst part about it is I don't blame them. I don't blame any of them at all. I'm not happy about it, but if I think about, if I didn't like the people that are in charge of the company I work for, right, I would eventually get sick and tired of it. It's human nature. But for some reason, we forget this. We forget about all of the people up top, because they'll get us a player every now and then. And then they'll be like, "Oh, look, we got a new player." Or we'll get a string of wins, or we'll get this, that, and the other, and then it's forgotten about. we need to stop forgetting about the people that own our club, because they're ruining us. They're absolutely ruining us. And I'm telling you now, I've said it once and I'll say it again. If Cunha goes in January, I am done with Wolves until Fosun leave. I don't know what that's going to take, because they've got their feet so comfortably under the fucking dinner table that they're not going to leave for any reason. The only way they're out of here is if we stop going to the football matches, stop buying all their shit. And I know I'm guilty of it. I do it still. I said I wouldn't, and I do it. But if I swear now, third time, if Cunha goes in January, right, I'm fucking done. I am done with this club. Because there is no sense behind it at all. There isn't any sense. If he went in the summer, fair enough, you know. I don't blame him for leaving. But when we're fighting relegation, and I realise the club have said that he's not for sale and everything, but I don't believe them. There's too much around now. There's too much going around about all this. And can we just talk, right? Can we just talk about the fucking teams that are actually requesting his signature? Arsenal, fair play, you know, fair enough, yeah. Big team, you know, they're going places. I love it. That's nice. That's that, you know, would give us a bit of money. Fair play, I could see it. Man United, yeah, they're on a decline, but you know what? They've got a good manager now, and there are only a few players, in my opinion, away from finding form in key areas. One of the key areas said being Matthias Cunha. Can see it, 100%. All right. The next one, fucking Nottingham Forest. Are you joking? Nottingham fucking Forest. Who's in charge of Nottingham Forest? Nuno. Who's their star player? Morgan Gibbs-White. And you're seriously telling me that Nottingham Forest, yes, they've had an absolutely belting season, and I'm not saying anything negative towards Forest, I'm not. But if you think of the status of that club, and you think of the Wolves status as well, by now, with how long Wolves have been in the Premier League under Fosun, we should be under that sort of ambition. We should have that ambition. But we don't. We absolutely fucking don't. And I have been guilty when we've sold players in the past, of key players, you know. And I've been guilty of going, well, you know, as long as they replace them and whatever, I get it. This is taking the piss now. This is taking the piss. Because Neves was one thing. We had him for ages. You know, he probably overstayed his welcome, bless him. Absolutely still loved the guy to pieces. And I wished him the best. And he's gone. This is different, man. Cunha is very much still a Wolves player. And he's still got things to prove at our club. He's still got a mission. And the mission should be keep Wolves in the Premier League. But none of them fucking have that. None of them. None of them think we should probably keep Wolves in the Premier League. None of them give a fuck. This is the issue. There needs to be fight from all sides, and there isn't. The owners don't give a shit, clearly, because we're selling our best player. The players, some of them, João Gomez, fair enough, you know, Agbadu just coming to the club, looks great. But the list of players that look like they actually fucking care is dwindling every single game. Player of the season last season, Lamina, he's gone. He's not even playing for us anymore. I really just don't. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. The state of this club at the moment is at an all-time low, in my opinion. The only thing that could make this worse now is being relegated. And you know what the horrible fact is? I don't want us to get relegated. We were in the Championship far too fucking long, and it's the worst league ever to get out of. And you arguably need an even bigger team to be able to do that in the first place. But you know what the actual fact is, and I tried to avoid saying it again, we deserve to go down, guys. We deserve it. Every game I watch of these so-called three worse teams than us, they're at least they're giving it a try. Do you know what I mean? You look at their recent market as well. Ipswich are trying. Southampton got really unlucky against United. Yeah, they got absolutely demolished by Man City, but fuck me, who doesn't? I can see these teams picking up points. And at the moment, this is the fucking worry. Without Cunha, we are not even average. We are dog shit. We're awful. And it all stems from Fosun. Because they consistently don't replace players that we sell. We're having to play Matt Dock, who, in my opinion, actually has been bloody good. He has. But we're having to play a player out of position because we haven't got any defenders. Having sold defenders recently, club doesn't make sense. It doesn't think with a logical brain. And I'm just... And the thing is, do they care? Who's it hurting the more? Who's it hurting more? Do you think it's hurting their pockets, Fosun International? Absolutely fucking not. They couldn't give a shit. Do you think it's hurting the players? Some of them, maybe. But majority of them are probably just thinking, well, I'll just get a move somewhere else. What's the problem? I've got no issue. The people it hurts the most are us. It's going to hurt us the most. And that is the problem. Because we are absolutely powerless to stop it from happening now. But I've actually got to think of my own sanity. I've got to think of my own mental health. And this club ain't fucking worth it at the moment. If they're not fighting for us, yeah, why the fuck should we? If these owners have no ambition, why should we? Do you know what I mean? Why should we let them constantly fucking ruin our weekends, constantly ruin our holidays? Like, why should we do that? Give us a reason. They're always fucking moaning. They're like this on the pitch, trying to get us to make noise at Molineux. Mate, what the fuck have we got to sing about at the moment, other than negativity? And none of us want to do that. This is an escape. This whole thing is to escape reality. It's to actually find some sort of fun after a hard day's work, after a hard week's work. And I get it's just football. I get it. I get what people think. It's just football. This club, to me, is my childhood. Do you know what I mean? It really is genuinely super deep within my family. And that's why I care about it. Because I want it to do well. to honour the people that aren't here to see it anymore. But we're the only people that care, and we can't do anything. There's nothing we can do. We can just sit there, fucking every single weekend, and watch it develop. And I don't know if I can do that anymore. And this is the final straw. Cunha goes in Jan. So am I. I'm fucking gone. Not as a fan. I'll always support Wolves. I couldn't give a shit, right, if Wolves literally went all the way down, right, to League fucking nothing, and we were playing Starbridge every week. I'd still be there in my old gold. But I'm not going to take part in Wolves from a financial standpoint until this improves. Until we get rid of these owners, or they change their business model and stop being such fucking nightmares. I've just got no faith, absolutely no faith in them whatsoever. There's just what can you do? Like, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like, is there anything right now that can save us? Because, I mean, you've got players that don't want to be here, so technically you should get rid of them. But then you do, then you're left with gaping holes, and then you're left with inferior players as replacement, or because we fucking owned by Fosun, no replacements whatsoever, and we just accept mediocrity. We just accept it. Why should we, man? The first 2 seasons when we came up under Nuno, that was the last time that Fosun gave a shit. That was the last time. They got rid of Nuno, and I said to my missus, to my mom, it's all going to change now. I remember saying it. I remember seeing it. I was at the game, his last game, and I remember just saying to my mom and my missus, I was just saying, look, it ain't going to be the same Wolves now. Because from that day forward, you saw the ambition just leak from the club. It just disappeared. Because after Nuno left, everyone followed suit. Everyone that really give a shit about our badge is gone. We replaced them with players that they just think this club's a stepping stone. And I to some degree, I understand that mentality from a player's perspective. They want to be playing the best football in the best ways. I completely get it. But we don't help ourselves. We don't make the right choices at all, and recently it just feels like we're just it just feels like we're just going to be looking back in years to come and just thinking what could have been. And if I have to see Cunha in a Forest shirt shushing Wolves fans in a Forest jersey, I don't even know if my head could even take that. I think that would be probably the nail in the coffin, to be honest. Just feels like it's a matter of time before we lose our best player, and not only just our best player, but the one player that, let's be honest, every win we've had, every draw we've had, any positive performance we've had has been because Cunha's in the team. We've underperformed every single time he hasn't been in the team. So if he goes, we're relegated. And if our owners are thinking, you know, it's a good price that for Cunha, that's fucking great. Well done. Just literally sign the death warrant now. Just fucking sign it now. Say he does stay. Say by some stretch he does stay. Say that we stay up. He's still gone in summer. We're just hopeless, guys. We are absolutely hopeless, and I don't see a way where this improves. You think it gets bad, and you think it can't get any worse, surely. It can't. And then Liam Keane from the Express and Star completely fucks Cunha on Twitter, which in turn fucks Cunha to our manager, which then probably fucks the whole dressing room. And it's the worst fucking domino butterfly effect. And it's led to this shit. Where Nottingham Forest are keen to buy Cunha now. Telling you now, this is the 5th time. I think I've said it in the video. I'll leave you with this fact. If this man is sold in January, I'm done for this season. To be honest, I'm not just done for this season, because I know for a fact Fosun are going to stay around. I know that for a fact. And I can't wait for the next apology letter. Can't wait for it. I mean, we tried our best, but we couldn't, you know, we had financial constraints, and I was too busy playing Fortnite that day, and I couldn't bring myself away because I was in a top 10 situation, and fuck off. Grow the fuck up. You either get someone else in charge of our club, Fosun, you either get someone else other than Jeff, get some CEO in, and let Jeff do all the fucking big picture bullshit that he loves to do so much, and sort us out. Because I'm losing faith in everybody that I thought that I gave a shit about at our club. We're having to rely on George Mendes now, which means that probably Hobbs is out the picture as well. And I thought Hobbs did a good job when he first came into the club, but I've yet to see him do anything for a long time now. Feel like he's doing fuck all there. He's just eating a bacon sandwich on a morning, and then I don't know. It don't seem like anyone's doing anything. Fucking freeloaders, man. Anyway, guys, at the time of recording this video, on the 22nd of January, 5:45, Cunha's still a Wolves player. If Cunha isn't a Wolves player by the end of this window, I'm gone. And I advise you, make some fucking noise, because they are going to bleed our club. They're going to bleed our club dry. You think this is bad? It keeps getting worse, and it can. They've proven that. They prove it time and time again. I am not one to give up. I really am not one to give up. I've seen us go through some of the most bleak things and situations, but even then, the club had fight. It didn't matter because people cared about the badge. They stuck around and got their hands dirty. No one's doing that anymore at our club. Bar Joe Gomez, perhaps, in the last game, but it's probably going to be a matter of time before he wants to fucking go as well. I don't know what to say, guys. I'm just emotionally done. I'm emotionally checked out of this club at the moment. They consistently disappoint me, and it's not results. The thing is, well, people are going to think I'm fucking fickle, and it's just results. And if we were winning games, then I wouldn't be feeling like this, guys. Even if for some stretch, for some weird stretch, we were winning football matches, that ain't the fucking be all end all, because it wouldn't matter. We've literally been where Forest are. We were there. Do you understand? We were there. We were playing European football, and then you'd think, right, we'll get back on it then. You know what I mean? We've done it once, let's do it again. And we've never had that mentality since. Now it's just about surviving and bottom half finish at some point, wherever, as long as it's not relegation. Put our hands in our pockets when we're really up against it just to get us over the line again. And I'm sorry, I'm not signing up for that shit. So let me know what you guys think. And we'll see what happens, I suppose. Next game's Arsenal, in which I think we could get absolutely battered there. And in my opinion, like, I don't see where the next win's coming from. I don't. It's hard not to be negative, really. It's really hard not to be negative. There's no positives right now in terms of Wolves. There was just none. And then when you think you have one, just don't hold on to it. Do you know what I mean? Don't hold on to it, because inevitably, Fosun will just make that one tiny little thing that made you slightly positive about your club feel like it didn't even exist. Like, what was that? What was that? You felt positive. What? Who about? Oh, Cunha scored against West Brom. I was selling him to Forest. Oh, fuck me. I'm done. Guys, I'll see you around. I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye.